It's day 4 of the Hero Hockey Champions Trophy. It's business time now, and it's the best team in the world, Australia, against a misfiring Belgium side. Belgium desperate for the points. Australia top of the table. Let's join our commentary team, Austin Smith and Ashley Morrison.
Thank you very much, Chris. Yes, it's a great day for every team with a chance of making the finals. Australia have got 1 foot in there. 3 points today will confirm them as the first team to make the finals on Friday. Their opponents are Belgium. As we heard in the pre-match, these two teams have had a few close encounters in recent times. Just a 1-goal margin between the two of them. Will it be that close again today? Two captains lead their teams out from the depths of the tunnel. And I'm pleased to say the sun is shining here at the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre. We haven't been able to say that very often here in London this week. And it's good to see the players having to actually squint for a change instead of wipe water from their eyes. They're all taking their positions centre of the pitch. A few Australian supporters around the stadium prepared to fly their flags. We will have the national anthem of Australia first. And now the national anthem of Belgium.
Representing the national anthem of Belgium.
National anthems concluded and the teams go through the traditional handshake. One player missing for Australia in that lineup is Chris Sorello. He didn't play in their last match and it looks as if he is sitting out this match as well. And that's not good news for Australia. Defensively, Dawson and Swan. Devon has been big at the back. Josh Belts has really made an impact on this tournament. Eddie Okkanen wears the captain's armband today, and Tristan White, well, playing in the midfield, he got himself his 4th international goal. He'll be looking to add to that tally. Glenn Turner has 2 to his name, and Daniel Beal will be looking to get on the score sheet as well. Vincent Van Asch has been in great form in goal for Belgium, but it's really the players in front that need to start combining. Stockbrooks and Gunnar combined really well in their last outing against India, but they just need to now link up with Dokia, Van Abel and Thomas Briels in attack. Take a look at the subs bench. Simon Orchard, who was captain in the last game for Australia, playing his 200th game, will start on the bench, as will Blake Govers. Australia may rotate their goalkeepers. And if we look at Charlier, Bocard, they've had big games so far. And also Alexandre Depau has made an impact for Belgium when he has come on the pitch. Final high fives from the Belgian players, the Red Lions as they are known. John Domen tapping Vincent Van Asch on the helmet. These two have gone at it several times in recent years, and they've really delivered an outstanding match. So don't go anywhere in the next hour. Make sure you settle into your seats and enjoy it. Crowd count down the final seconds before Australia push back. Whistle goes. Turner went just a little bit before the whistle. Ashley Morrison, and alongside me in commentary, South African captain Austin Smith. Austin, this is going to be a heck of a game as Gunard steals possession for Australia. On the attack go Belgium, fired in and just let run into his goal by Andrew Charter.
Yeah, I really think this is going to be an interesting game, Ashley. I think the Aussies are going to put a whole heap of pressure on the Belgian side. I'm interested to see how the Belgium zonal defense holds up against the Aussie attack.
Shane McLeod said pre-match, the Belgian coach, that they need to match the aggression of Australia, match the physicality. They've done that in the past. Graham Reid, well, he's saying it's hard to predict what happens because teams change, rules change. But I think he knows that this team is going to really test the Kookaburras today.
Yeah, and I think if we look at how the Belgians have performed so far, they won't be all that pleased with how well they've done. I think they'll be looking to test themselves against this Aussie side.
Certainly they will. Belgium hadn't played any international matches this year. They'd had a break. So they have looked a little ring rusty coming into this tournament. Turner picks up for Australia. He too hadn't played any games before the start of this tournament. Has 2 goals to his name already.
Yes, back. Okay, stop.
Deven leaves the ball for Ockenden. Ockenden, who is an outstanding player, just seems to have lifted his game a notch in the last couple of months and looks to have got the passion and the hunger back as Briels breaks forward now, feeds it to Van Aubel for the Belgians. Van Aubel cuts infield. Out wide is Gunard. He finds him. Van Aubel makes a run further forward into the D. Gunard keeps going and bundles Ockenden into the turf.
Okay.
Certainly it's the most aggressive start we've seen from Belgium. Looking to sweep it forward, but it's a good block by Belts. Comes to Gunard again. Now it comes out wide to Stockbrox. Van Aubel helps it forward. Stockbrox back to Van Aubel. Brilliant pass to the baseline. Briels. Charter's come out his goal. Briels lifts it over the top. It's going to be a long corner for Belgium. And that was really good interplay from the Red Lions.
And that's what they're going to need to do today. They're going to need to combine well. They don't want to give too many balls away, the Aussies.
Now it's down the right-hand side. Deflection was picked up initially by Belts, and then Australia trying to play their way out from their defensive third. Mitten looking to carry it forward, loses possession. The ball now comes back to Dokia. Dokia feeds it out wide. Having to make a stretch was Felix Denayer. Denayer cuts in onto his backhand, feeds it across to Domen. Domen helps it forward now to Van Strijdonk. Van Strijdonk, though, is dispossessed. Good pressure from Ockenden. Australia lifting it forward. BEL bringing it down on the back stick. And just Australia, you feel, having to hurry a little bit at the moment in these opening few minutes of the match. Diagonal pass is being picked up by Gunard, and Australia had to filter back. Goes to the back post. Charter again. Sharp save. Briels denied.
Well, a lovely diagonal ball there. Briels receiving it on the baseline. John Domen in a brilliant position. Briels just not able to get it back to him. But this is a really bright start by the Belgian team.
Thomas Briels, who started his hockey at the age of 4, he is actually a triplet. There's one brother and one sister. Looking to find him again, but it's at the back post. Briels' shot was blocked initially by Dawson. Just got enough on the stick. And now that looked as if it went out of play. The umpire didn't see it, so Govers plays on, but Belgium have stolen it back. Gunard feels the ball out to Troyens. Troyens helps it out further wide, but now Tristan White intercepts for Australia. He's given possession away once more to Belgium. And Australia coughing up more possession than I've seen for a long time. And Dokia wins a foul, and in fact does better than that. He wins a penalty corner.
Well, this is Dokia here coming out on the baseline. I actually think he's used a great bit of anti-skill there. What we call it when a player tries to do something but it doesn't quite come off. This was the previous chance from Briels. Just not connecting with it there, but it really, Briels is getting a lot of ball at the moment. That'll be encouraging for the Belgian side. He's a very dynamic player. He's the player that you want to receive the ball in the circle, and usually we'd see him do something a bit better than he did with that last chance.
Gunard has made his way down to the baseline. Good news for Belgium, they got Loic Leipard and he sweeps forwards goal. Charter saves, the rebound is blocked again. Charter scrambling. And Australia eventually sweep the ball clear. Now they try to launch an attack of their own. Ockenden hits the turf and Leipard is going to get a card. Well, it's his first game of the tournament. Takes the penalty corner and now he's spending a couple of minutes on the side.
Well, I don't know if that's just from a bit of frustration. It's so difficult when you haven't had time on the pitch, and he's come back on, I think, just perhaps a little bit too exuberant there with that challenge.
That was just a little bit of a push in the back of Eddie Ockenden. Australia will now try and dictate the pace. Zalewski over the ball for them.
I think the umpires will be clear to cut anything out right from the very start. We saw in the Aussie-Germany game, only 5 yellow cards shown in the game, 4 to the Australian side.
Philpott, who was a late replacement for Tom Craig, who picked up an injury rolling his ankle in a training session. Now it's Turner, goes to the baseline. Turner along the baseline, trying to fire it across. Comes across Van Ash, I think, got a touch. And then it's carried out from the area by Stockbrooks. Stockbrooks can't be stopped by Ogilvie, goes infield, but Ogilvie did get a touch. Then it's a stick low down from White that sees Australia win back possession.
That's a good decision from Blake Govers there. He had the opportunity to go forward, but he opted just to hold that ball up.
Mitten drills it across, deflected into the goalkeeper by his own defender, Van Strydonk. Will be a long corner for Australia. Zalewski feeds it to Dawson. Dawson goes back to Belts. Belts was looking up before he'd even received the ball, seeing what was on ahead of him. Now it's Orchard coming on and getting involved immediately. Dawson feeds Philpott. Philpott goes the reverse, drills it in. Deflection was there, and, well, Turner didn't get the touch. It's a long corner. It came off the defender. Just the slightest touch from Turner here, and Australia had the lead. It was a good touch from the defender in the end, taking it behind Turner.
A tricky one there, Van Strydonk there, just touching it and putting Turner off.
Philpott again trying to slap that forward into the circle. Belgium have got numbers, they break quickly. Again, it's Stockbrooks looking to help the ball forward. Good run into the middle coming from Charlier. Ball isn't going to come to him, now it comes. The deflection, though, was away from the goal by Philpott. It's the early hours of the morning in Australia, but we hope that you are up supporting your team. Almost halfway through the first 15 minutes. Forced backwards is Van Strydonk. In fact, it's Denayer, my apologies. Now it's Van Strydonk, just a slip from Mitten. Doman. Stockbrooks has to come back to Denayer. Transferred down to the left-hand side. Good collection from Charlier. Looks to just spin and feed the ball, but good defence from Australia. Strong blast on the whistle, and it's a free hit to Belgium. The Australian players looking a little bit disappointed with that decision.
Well, this is a really nice start from the Belgian side. I like what they're trying to do. They're being very patient. It's not often that we see an Australian side pin back in their own half, but really they're moving the ball exceptionally well. They're being patient, just probing on the left and right channel, getting the ball into the right areas.
Well, they're doing exactly what Shane McLeod, their coach, wanted them to do. They're matching the Australians physically. The ball comes wide now to Orchard. Orchard helps it forward. Mitten did really well to put his body between the defender and collect the ball, but he's lost out in the end, and Denea dribbles forward. Pass made. Cossin's check back, and then Cossin's pass to Troyans didn't quite find the mark. Mitten again shows a good lead from him as he pulls away from Bocard. Mitten still going. Well, he was just caught by the defender. Can he keep it in play? No. Desperation. And we're going to go pitch side where Michael has the coach of Great Britain with him.
Yeah, thanks, Ashley. I'm here with Bobby Crutchley. You're watching this one. What's caught your eye so far?
Yeah, so Belgium have started pretty strong. They had a couple of really good attacks, had a couple of really good chances, and coped pretty well with the green cards. So yeah, interesting to see them develop through the tournament.
Great win for you guys yesterday against Korea. Huge game this evening against Germany after this.
Yeah, they get bigger, don't they, in this tournament if you can just get some results. So we know we need another result tonight against an improving German side who I thought were pretty unlucky to lose by the odd goal to Australia.
Thanks very much for your time. Good luck this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. It's a free hit to Belgium, close to the baseline. Good pressure being applied as we enter the final 5 minutes of the first quarter. Doubling back, trying to find a way through, but strong defence coming from Philpott and Ogilvie for Australia. Still Belgium, though, keep possession. Briels goes back. Now it's Denea. Just trying to pull the Australians out from that defensive line. Govers to do doggies between the two Belgian players. Good stop, top of the circle from Philpott. Mitten again was there for the Australians, but he just lost possession, although free hit goes his way. And again, Australia just going to slow the pace down a bit.
Yeah, we don't want to see them trying to counter-attack on every single ball. I think that's the key, is that you can't push everyone forward on every single ball that you get. I think because they've been pinned back in their own half, they're quite keen to get away with it, but you just need to be patient. Australia, as you can see on the screen, drew their opening match against Great Britain. Then they beat Korea 4-2 and they had a 4-3 victory over Germany. One thing that may concern the coaching staff is the goals they are conceding. But Australians always tend to look at how many opportunities they create from a goal-scoring perspective. And certainly against Korea, they created quite a few. Into the circle it goes. Looking for a push was Briels, not given. Australia now have numbers coming forward. Swan gets into a little bit of space. Denea comes across and just takes it away. Swan believes it's his free hit. Denea believes it's his. But the umpire, Chen De Kang, says it's Belgians. Well, yeah, both players there wanting to get on with the game quickly. Just took one of them needing to look up to umpire Chen to see which way his hand was pointing.
Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. So much at stake today on day 4. Teams that win give themselves a really good chance of playing in the final on Friday. The teams that lose, well, they're going to be playing off lower down the ladder for the final placings. 2 balls on the pitch, but play does continue with Orchard, but just pushed it too far ahead of Mitten.
Okay.
A very positive start from Belgium. It's been the most up-tempo we've seen them play in this tournament. It is about peaking at the right time. And we're not just talking about the Hero Hockey Champions Trophy 2016, because 50 days away is the Olympic Games. Mitten again manages to win possession. Okkanen looked to help it on. Brilliantly timed tackle. And now carried forward by the huge figure of Stockbrooks. Is it out to the left-hand side? Help forward, lifted high though. Stockbrooks tried to bring it down. It will be another free hit to Belgium. Taken quickly by Troyens. Troyens trying to feed to the top of the circle, but it was a stick check. That stick obstruction we saw you guys demonstrating earlier in the day, Austin, there's an example of it.
Yeah, that was a nice example. A slightly different signal from umpire Chen there, but basically the same thing. I think that was more of a stick check than a stick block.
Play to Turner. It was a good run by Dawson down the right-hand side. Turner swivels, tries to get along the baseline. Ball goes out, and it will be off Loic Leipart, so it's a long corner for Australia. We're in the final minute. They play on quickly. Comes to Ockenden. Ockenden tries to help it in. Just clip the foot. Ockenden looking to take the ball outside the circle and take the free hit from where it needs to be taken. Orchard plays it backwards to Belts. Ockenden again on the reverse. Good clip from Van Asch.
It was play. Come on, guys. It was play.
That's top quality there from Ockenden to bring the ball onto his reverse. He'll be aware that there's just under 20 seconds, and that's why he wanted to get the ball into the circle, give them a chance of a penalty corner.
Again, it was Ockenden bringing the overhead pass down, and he's had a lot of involvement for Australia. Finds Turner top of the circle. Well, he almost got in there behind the defence, but couldn't quite. So there's no goals. Eddie Ockenden having a discussion with Diego Barbas, the umpire. But at the end of the first 15 minutes, it's Australia 0, Belgium 0. Well, Austin, it's been a fascinating 15 minutes, and Belgium really have taken it up to the Australians.
Well, if you'd asked me my predictions after the first quarter of this game, I wouldn't have said that Australia were on the back foot. I think I've only seen them really high press once this first quarter, which is really something of a trademark of theirs, putting the defending team under a huge amount of pressure. But Belgium, really credit to them with the way that they've kept hold of the ball, the chances that they've created.
It's also the most animated I've seen Graham Reid in this tournament. He looks absolutely fuming.
Well, he'll be keen to see his side get back on the front foot here.
Belgium's really tight, close circle, listening to the instructions they are being given. They will know that they are on top at the moment in this match, Austin.
Definitely, and I think all that Shane McLeod will be telling them right now is to carry on with the way that they're playing. They don't need to change anything. I think on the Australian side, really, they just need a bit of a pep talk. It's not so much a tactical thing, it's more the amount of energy that they're putting in at the moment. They just look a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish, and I'm sure that they're going to try and change that in the second quarter.
Well, there's a Great Britain fan. Of course, Great Britain take on Germany in the final match on day 4. We're now going pitch side where Michael Absalom has the coach of Australia.
Yeah, I certainly do. Graham, you look pretty fired up there in the huddle. What's got you so angry?
Yeah, look, I hope the microphones went around there, Michael, because yes, I was certainly a little bit angry. I mean, look, we're half asleep, you know, and of course all these other technical things you can talk about, they don't mean anything if we're all asleep. So we talked a little bit about the tone and the energy, but we also talked about trying not to go through the top of the circle and get around them the other side.
They're really bringing it to you, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, no, indeed, no, it's great. So now it's the challenge.
Thanks very much, Michael. Graham Reid, frank and honest, as always, the man who played his hockey for the Vic Park Panthers in Western Australia. He had 6 or 7 Olympians, and they're hoping to have a couple more this time around. The Olympic squad for Australia will be revealed on the 29th of June. Ockenden, surrounded by red shirts, manages to feed Zalewski. Short pass forward to BEL. Back to Zalewski. Now it's Gubbers. Gubbers looking to play the ball in, but goes back to Zalewski. Strong stick from him, but it's stolen back well by Van Strooydam. And now Belgium look to attack. Gunard is fed a brilliant pass by Van Aalborg. Gunard has a little bit of space. Gunard keeps going, played it off the feet of Tim Devens, so it'll be a free hit to Belgium, top of the circle. Gunard self passes. Misses his pass back to John Doman, but Turner is immediately closed down by Doman, but gives away a free hit. Australia play on. Govers picks it up wide. Stockbrook squared himself up, and he's hurt Govers in that challenge.
It was a nice chop here. Just look at that skill there. That may be one for the studio team to demonstrate tomorrow.
Zalewski trying to belt that ball into the top of the circle. Van Strijdonk, though, picked it up easily for Belgium. Denea on the left-hand side. Happy to go back to Briels. Belgium combining well. Gunard now has got the ball. Govers came back, missed with his first challenge rather. Stronger challenge, but an arm in the back from Deven, but it goes his way. A little bit fortunate, maybe.
Well, I thought that was really good work there by Tim Deven. The ball was all the way to his right-hand side, and as the free man, he needed to make quite a few yards to get across to that one to help his defense. I think with his strong figure there, it always looks as if it's a little bit more body contact involved.
Now, Tim Deven, I'm sure he would be hoping that a lot of people in Rockingham in Western Australia would be watching in his bar, but I'm sure he doesn't have a license to be open at these hours. It's almost 1:30 in Western Australia. He owns the Sporting Globe pub, just opened a month ago, as Govers goes on the attack. Govers looking to get the shot away, just had to hesitate at the top of the circle, and it's swept clear by Boucard.
Well, that was a really good chance there for Govers. He just couldn't get the ball away from his feet there to get the shot off. Unfortunately, he has the backhand in the end, but really he wanted to try and get it off with his front stick just before that.
Belts happy to go back to Hayward. Zalewski with a little bit of space in front of the back line. Now Ogilvie. Ogilvie helps it forward to BEL. BEL gets it under control at the second touch. Still BEL looking to find Turner. Turner was looking to deflect to Ogilvie, but Ogilvie has to come outside the circle. Now it's Belts. Lovely spin from him. Kept it in play superbly. Ogilvie, though, missed with the reverse.
Well, what an important touch that was for Simon Guignard there. That ball being popped back inside, and he got such an important touch there.
Troyans all kept in play by Mitten. It's a good pass, desperation from White, couldn't get him possession back though, and it's Belgium on the attack again. Ball comes out wide to Gunard. How many times have we said that in this opening half of the match?
Well, he's received the ball a number of times out on that right-hand side. We just haven't seen the leads coming from the Belgian forwards from out the circle.
I have to say, Austin, I was at the Hockey World League in Antwerp and also the finals in Raipur, and I thought Simon Gunard caused the Australians a few problems on both flanks in those final games.
Well, he's a quality player, Ashley. I'm not surprised that you thought that. Really, he's
alive inside the circle, but Dawson stays remarkably calm. Dribbles it out of the circle and feeds Govers. Govers, not a risky pass, but it could have been as Cossins tried to close down at the back. Now, Australia getting some passes together. White slaps forward, looking for Turner. Turner will gather at the second attempt. Feeds Mitten. Mitten's got Govers wide. Mitten keeps going. Good touch coming from Van Strijdonk again. Crucial. Gunard is back as well, helping out in defence. Mitten tries to sweep it away from him, but Gunard still has the ball for Belgium. Now he tries an overhead. It's going to go through to Charter. Clever little touch from Charter, feeds it to Dawson, but that was really dangerous. And great awareness from Andrew Charter.
Well, we had a look at the aerial technique, and that was really not so much the technique, but the pass that was given into space, really, in the run. Charter seeing the danger, coming out to the top of his D. Smart work by the keeper. Well, that's it there. You can see that beautifully from that angle there. Lovely camera work. We can see Charlier coming inside, just trying to receive that. Not quite able to get it under control, but really great vision there.
I have to say, Simon Gunard didn't get as low as you did when you were demonstrating it with his overhead pass there.
Well, everyone has their own special technique, Ashley.
Belgium to Leipart. Leipart again just throws an overhead, but John Doman had no chance of getting on the end of that one.
Well, there's a player who can just really throw the overhead at ease. Loic Leipart, such strong wrists. He's able to throw that ball 50, 60 meters really without any effort at all.
Loic Leipart's actually an interesting character in that no one in his family played hockey. Normally you find other members of the family played and that's how they got involved, but he's a player where no one in his family played before and he took up the sport, and then they've grown to love it since.
Yeah, I'm not surprised when you see the amount of goals that he scores. It's very easy to be a huge fan of that man.
Ball goes over the side. Orchard, quick pass into Zalewski. Zalewski ricochets up off Troyans. It'll be a long corner for Australia, directly opposite where the ball crosses the baseline. So pretty much in front of the goals. Waiting for a ball. No ball boy or ball girl has thrown a ball out. Now there's one.
This side, please, this side, this side.
And Zalewski needs to go the other side of the goal, so it'll be given to Ogilvie. He gives it straight back to Zalewski, fires it in. No one there to deflect for Australia towards goal.
It's just where Australia haven't been quite as sharp today. Normally that type of ball, they would have read what was going to happen and anticipate that ball more.
Australia still possession again. Orchard breaking through. Van Stridon just stopping him. He's back now to BEL. Australia trying to draw the Belgian defence out and having to go deeper out. Now it's Hayward. Hayward slaps to the baseline. Mitten couldn't keep it in play. Well, we've had one game today, and it was a brilliant goal from SV Sunil that gave India the lead. Korea came back to equalise, and then with 1 minute and 3 seconds, India came back and won the game. And Roland Altman's their coach. Well, wasn't he happy?
Yeah, he was indeed, and rightly so, because it was a fantastic game by India. Really, it looks like they'd thrown away, but right at the end of the game, they got the winner, in fact.
Gunnar now on the left-hand side, looks to go past Dawson, gets the ball into the circle, but he gets a free hit for a stick check just before he passed it. Self passes, ball is laid back, now it's swept into the circle. That was a great collection. Penalty corner has been given against Hayward, I think it was. So Belgium with their second penalty corner of the match. Hayward, quizzical.
I'm not quite sure what that was given for in the end. Australian players just checking with umpire Chen what he had blown there.
I think they're referring it. Let's just hear what we're looking for.
Hello?
Yes, Chen.
Australia ask no bad stink. Yeah, and Belgium food. You check it?
We'll have a look for you for a back stick
Yeah.
or possible Belgian.
I think Australia is saying it's a back stick off Van Albel.
I thought they were going to ask for the foot. It looks like
Well, it looks like a foot there, doesn't it?
He makes a tackle. It does come off the Australian backstick, but just before that, looks like it strikes Van Albel's foot.
So maybe it's the foot, then the back stick. It's one of those, though. The back stick. Is it a back stick or is it that leading edge of the stick?
I would say that is a backstick, but does it not strike the Belgian players? Van Albel's foot just before that.
Chen,
Yeah.
it is played by the Australian player onto the foot of the Belgian player, therefore a free hit to the defence.
Okay, thank you.
Australia keep their
Penalty
referral.
corner has been reversed, and Australia keep their referral. No wonder Jeremy Hayward looked a little bit surprised at the decision.
Yeah, enough, enough,
Well, they
enough.
must have been very close to using their 20 seconds to refer that. They were thinking about it for some time, asking umpire Chen what he had given it for. And in the end, a good referral.
Dion Nell, the man upstairs, making those decisions. Turner collects. Across the D it goes, deflected over the baseline. It's another long corner for Australia. It's been a far better second 15 minutes, so Graham Reed's roasting seems to have made a difference.
Guys, don't push, guys. Careful with the sticks. Come on.
There is Graham Reed. He doesn't look as worried as Ogilvie breaks forward. Couldn't manage to find Turner or get his shot away, and Belgium will dribble the ball out of defence. It's another super lift by Hendricks, but Swan got there first and accelerates away from Van Abel and just slips the ball back to Belts.
Well, we saw Simon Mason demonstrating the receive from an aerial. And really, that was good stuff from Matthew Swan. I think what was also important there, as he received it, he accelerates away to get out of the line of the defender, to get away from the pressure, something that we didn't see as much from Simon Mason.
What a recovery by Orchard. He missed the ball and then he got his stick low down to win possession back and thwart Belgium on a counter-attack. Orchard trying to cut infield, loses out this time. Gunard breaks forward. Gunard continues to go. Ockenden and Orchard stunned by the decision. John Doman is also complaining, so the umpire's copying it from both sides.
Really good work there from Simon Guignard. That time on the left-hand side, he seems to be popping up all over the place on the left, the right, and also in defence. Really playing well.
Denayer looking for options, goes back to Van Strijdom. He helps it forward. Doman offering the square pass. Bocard is wide. Denayer looking to go straight down the middle on a angle. Briels dispossessed by Ogilvie, manages to find Orchard. Orchard carries forward, picks out Turner on the left-hand side. Govers has gone in front of the goalkeeper. Turner just delaying, and numbers coming back. Good break from Hayward down the right. Gets into the circle. Hayward still going. Brilliant tackle again from Stockbrooks. And Belgium able to just play the ball calmly out of their defensive circle.
What a brilliant ball there from Ockenden. He saw the right half creeping up, and he just plays that ball perfectly into space.
Well, umpire just coming in, Diego Barbas saying, having a word with Van Strijdom.
That was the pass there to Hayward. Just picked it up at full pace, managed to keep the run going.
Both these teams, it's getting a little bit physical if it wasn't physical from the opening minute.
You can't believe that it's still 0-0. It's been a great game so far. Both teams having a number of circle entries, but no one managing to get the ball on the back of the net.
That's what you expect when these two teams come together. Champions Trophy in Melbourne, it was Australia 1-4-2 with Simpson, Wetton, Ford and Sorello on the scoreboard. And who can forget in 2014, 4-4 draw between the two teams. There's very little to choose between these two teams. Believe it or not, that's the only 2 times they've played in a Champions Trophy. Belgium yet to record a victory. In the final 2 minutes of the first half, Dawson comes forward, feeds Belts on the left-hand side. He's looking for the run of Govers, but again, Govers marshalled by Stockbrooks.
A strong defence there from Stockbrooks. Just before the ball came into your frame there, I could see Stockbrooks just keeping Blake at bay there with his hand, just a bit of body contact. Difficult for the umpires to pick up when they're following the ball.
Strijdom helps it forward. He was chased all the way by Mitten. Every player having to work very hard. Denayer finds a little bit of space. That was a great intercept by Ockenden. He feeds White, but White's going to have to hustle because Charlier was coming back to put him under pressure. Now it's Turner, gets a good pass from Mitten. Turner, though, tries to go back to Mitten, but he's lucky there was support there. Full stretch coming from Ockenden again. Ockenden trying to feed it into the circle. Stick was low down from Orchard, but again it was good defending, this time by Bocard for Belgium.
Lovely receive there from Ockenden. He picks it up on full reach on the backhand at the end of the stick. Feeds the ball into the circle, not coming up anything that side. And that's also what we spoke about earlier, about that rule. Belgium putting the ball up into the air. Both players underneath it, so the ball going to the defensive team, Australia.
Deven breaking forward. It's a clash of bodies and a clash of sticks with Stockbrooks. Deven finds Mitten, top of the circle. There's sticks flying in everywhere at the moment. Player's gone down behind play, getting back to his feet slowly. It's in fact live part, hopefully nothing too untoward by that. He's still actually on his feet. Well, he was down, but he's now back up on his feet.
Come on, come on. I'm asking you if you're okay.
It looked as if he just caught the Australian stick just awkwardly on the knee, and you know, sometimes you just get a little knock.
Oh, it was a bit naughty. Well, the hooter has gone, and that is the end of the first half. No goals as yet. Australia 0, Belgium 0.
Here with the Belgian captain, John Doman, as the players come off the field. A good first half for you, John.
I think we start really well, and yeah, it's a really tough game. Like we expected against Australia, it's always really close, and yeah, we just miss goals now. But I think we matched them, and we could even have 1-0 or 2-0 in the first quarter. So I'm really happy with the performance, but it's only the half time now.
Yeah, another half to go. We're enjoying it. Let's go and get those goals in the second half. Thank you.
So Australia 0, Belgium 0. We did wonder whether Belgium could match Australia physically. They've done more than that. Could have possibly have taken a chance, but at the moment it's Australia 0, Belgium 0, and we could have an Australian star in the studio coming up after the break. Well, welcome back to the Lee Valley Hockey and Tennis Centre, where it's Australia against Belgium. Australia, the best team in the world, but they have been matched physically by Belgium here in the first half. And at the moment, it is Australia 0, Belgium 0. It's not often you see stats like this, not 0-0, but shots on goal. Only one from Australia in the first half, only 7 circle penetrations apiece. And Belgium have had the better of possession and had one more penalty corner. Is this the real Australia side we're having a look at here, Simon Merton, after that build-up?
Well, you'd think it is. I mean, it's been cagey, but for me, the tale of that is because the level of skills being delivered by both sides has been really high. Quite often, you see no circle penetrations or shots because this turnover is a little bit loose. But for me, it was tight out there. Both teams getting to the latter stages, starting to play better, giving up the ball on very few occasions.
You may have just spotted someone in a very bright tracksuit top over there, the one and only Chris Sorello. Welcome, welcome. We'd love to have seen you in a shirt out there. Have you got a bit of an injury?
Yeah, just a bit of a sore hamstring at the moment, so just assessing it now and trying to get make sure it's right.
Yeah, nothing too serious. Rio not too far away.
No, not too far away.
Yeah.
It's a big focus, and yeah, just got to make sure I'm right in the long run.
Yeah, I bet every Australian hockey fan wants to make sure that you are right for Rio. What did you make of that first half?
I think it was quite interesting. There was a lot of midfield battles, which was pretty full on. I think, you know, it was head-to-head. There was a lot of good competition between Ed Ocken and Orchard and a few of the Belgian boys with Truans and that running through. So I think it's been a majority of fight, and both goalkeepers haven't had a lot to do, but 7 circle penetrations each. Just not forward's day at the moment.
Yeah, it's not often that the Australian side can get matched physically.
Yeah, we match up with Belgium really tough, and I think most of our physical games, I think they're probably the toughest opponent for us. So we knew it was going to be a 60-minute battle, and I think they're going to bring it for 60 minutes.
Just give us an assessment of how the Australian camp is, because, yeah, what are we, around 50 days to go to the Olympic Games. How do you feel where you are?
Yeah, we've taken a different team than what probably full strength. There's quite a few guys still at home having a rest and recovering, and a few injuries as well. So there's about 10 guys at home. So a lot of young guys have had a good chance and opportunity. So it's good to be able to play the full system and have guys step in.
We heard before the game, before the game, your manager saying you got 29 guys in your squad. So that depth of competition, that's a healthy thing at this stage from the games, makes everybody get right up on their toes.
Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, not playing in the last games, talking to all the guys and how they feel about selection and stuff. And I think it's not only our team, but it's all the other teams.
Yeah.
And it's over your head. And talking to a few guys at the same hotel, so they're all worried. We're all worried. It's an interesting tournament.
I think the other thing is also a fact is that you have a larger player base, a quality player base, and the more quality you have, the more competition you have, the better you're going to fire to get selected for the team. So in a healthy way, it's good to have a lot of players who are really playing at the top, but it's bad if you don't make a Rio.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a lot of guys, you're worried, and that can also affect or creep into your performance. And I think it shows as well. Some guys are a bit tentative, and you don't want to muck up, because we watch our video and our games quite thoroughly, and there's nowhere to hide when you come to your debrief, and it's on the big screen of the projector.
Okay, Chris, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best luck with that leg, and we hope to see you in Rio, of course, maybe later in this competition, but you can come and see us anytime if you fancy watching the game. All right, mate, you take care.
That's for sure. Thanks so very much,
get wrapped up warm. You enjoying our weather, yeah?
I love it. Thank you.
Gents, second half now. Are we going to see a different Australia, do you think?
I think they're going to come out with a little bit more aggression. I think it was tentative, as Chris said. It was midfield battles, but they will have to find a few more spaces. I think we might see a little bit more width. I think Belgium will come out. They need the result more than Australia do at this moment in time. So I think Australia will be cagey, sit back, wait for Belgium to come forward, and then really try and hit them on that counter.
There's one thing competing with them is then carrying that on for another half, right?
Well, I think, if you look at what Belgium has done, is brought Lampard back into the team. And he has made the difference in that, exactly what Hena did for Germany. And with I think Strijdonk and Lampard playing the deep defense, it really held the Australian juggernaut coming up forward. And Simon Gunnard in the midfield has really done a great job and really put pressure on the Australians whenever they had the ball. So it's been exactly a battle royale in the midfield. And one small mistake could lead to a goal.
Yeah, okay, well, let's join our commentary team now for the second half. Look, everybody's in the mood. You know why? Because it's not raining here in Stratford. We've waited for a long time for this. Let's join our commentary team, Austin Smith and Ashley Morrison.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, we're approaching the start of the second half. Good to see Chris Sorello having a chat with the boys in the studio. Of course, he will remember missing the 18th attempt in the 7-6 shootout loss in the Hockey World League semi-finals 2013. It was an epic game between these two teams. It finished 2 apiece as Belgium pushed back. Who is going to go ahead, or is it going to be even again in this match? Belgium came out a minute and a half before the Australian players. Here's the table as it stands. Australia currently on top, and they would get 1 point for the draw. Belgium also would get a point, so they would jump above Great Britain, who played Germany in the final match today. Any teams that lose today lose the opportunity of playing in the final on Friday. Teams that win, well, Australia could seal their spot in the final. Their final game will be against India. Well, Korea play Germany and Great Britain play Belgium, so that could be a key game, Austin, as well. Great Britain versus Belgium, if Great Britain can get up over Germany today.
Absolutely, I think it's been great with this tournament. There are so many teams still in it. The second last day of the pool matches. I think that's what everyone expected, really, when you have the best of the best playing against each other.
It's been a thrilling tournament. Denea, good spin at the top of the circle. Briels trying to break his way through. Briels got there. It's being pushed wide. Van Albel with a goal at his mercy. Just pushed it, but there's going to be a referral from Belgium. Dion now going to be called into action again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Diego.
Belgium is asking for an Australian foot. Can you check?
Looking for a foot in the circle.
Belgium looking for a foot in the circle, claiming when the player went down low. I think it's earlier at the top of the circle that they're complaining about, Austin.
Well, I think if it's from any earlier than this will be deemed as a golden opportunity.
Oh, no, maybe it is that one. Yep, with Matthew Swan.
Does it come off his right knee there?
Diego?
Yes. Go ahead.
I have a decision for you. The ball has hit the knee of the player, therefore penalty corner. Belgium keep their reform.
So, very clear from Dion now. It came off the knee of Matthew Swan. Certainly looked as if it diverted as it went through his legs.
Yes, it did. I think that's the correct decision there. But really, from Belgium's perspective, they're getting a penalty corner, but really they should have scored there.
It's a good advantage played by Diego Barbas, to be fair. Top of the circle, Leipart waiting alongside Hendricks, who's carried the weight of the penalty corner routine on his shoulders. They go with Leipart. Leipart sweeps. First runner did a great job deflecting that. Straight off the stick and out of play.
Yeah, difficult for Leipart coming back in. Obviously, a lot of expectations for him to score. Hendricks being the only one who's managed to convert one of their penalty corners. Really, at the moment, they are sitting at 1 from 20.
In fact, before coming into today, Belgium had the worst conversion rate from penalty corners in the tournament, sitting at 11%.
That can be quite difficult for the strikers of Belgium. They're doing what they're told to do. They're getting chances off. They're winning penalty corners.
Brought down superbly. Shot comes in. That's a save from Charter to deny Hendricks. Hendricks brought the ball down well and then struck for the low right-hand post of Charter's goal. But he got his pad across. Belts has given possession away. Now it's Briels, feeds to the top of the D. Doman, he's crowded by Australian players.
You can see here this ball gain Leipart. We spoke about the aerial that he can give. And here, when Hendricks brings this down, just hitting the outside of the post there, but really brilliant control to bring that down and create a shooting opportunity.
John Doman getting very vocal with the umpires, the captain of Belgium, as Briels looks to get over the 22 metres, just has to check as White blocked his pathway. Belgium starting the second half well, just where they left off at the end of the first. Not talking about how close games are between these two. The first time they ever met was the 1956 Olympics in Melbourne. Even that game finished in a draw, 2-2. Chance at the top of the circle, played into the foot, penalty corner, Belts frustrated, but that was clever play by Cossins.
Yeah, it was. He saw the ball just loose in the circle, and he does well here. I think even one-handedly, actually, just pops it onto the defender's foot. Onto the foot of Joshua Belts.
Is this the moment that Belgium will take the lead? Will they go with Hendricks this time, or will they stick with Leipart? Hendricks looks as if he's moving to the left-hand side. And in fact, they may go for a variation. Cossins waits alongside Leipart. Ball comes in, it's Cossins, gives it now to Leipart. Leipart got it stuck between his feet. Great save from Charter, who was down on the ground, and that would have hurt him. Hit him full in the chest plate, or just above the chest. A very, very brave save.
Oh, brilliant work there from Charter. We see the variation, you called it, Ashley. It comes to Leipart on the backhand there, and as Charter comes, it looks like it's just caught him under the padding on the shoulder, and that's really from that range. That is very, very painful.
He's back on his feet, Andrew Charter. And the long corner's been taken. Comes to Bocard. Bocard gets an easy run into the circle. Swan low down, got his stick there. And Australia come away with a free hit.
Well, I think it was Joshua Belt who came away with that, though, but really quality defending there by the Australian team. Joshua Bell's had his left hand right down on the ground there to clear up and take possession for the Aussie side.
Well, it's a really tough battle between the two Aussie goalkeepers, Tyler Lovell and Andrew Charter. They train together, they're pretty close mates, and yet only one will go to Rio because only one goalkeeper gets selected in the 16.
And that must be so, so difficult. I've been in a number of selection scenarios before, but really two guys who are good mates, who push each other all the way, and sadly only one of them ending up at the Rio Olympics. Very tough.
Ogilvie, a good run from him, gets him into the circle. Good 3D skills along the baseline. Loses possession though, trying to win it back was BEL. Andrew Charter was the reserve in London. He was saying to me before it was very, very difficult because you're allowed every single place. You live outside the village, you come in, you can go everywhere except on the pitch. You can go up the tunnel, and then there's a point you can go no further.
That's absolutely right, but even so, I think if you ask any player if he would still want that position, he would definitely say yes. To be a part of the Olympic experience, to be in the village, to get that sense, of course you want to be on the field, but really just to be there is a fantastic achievement and a fantastic experience.
Lost out to Nathan Burgers in 2012. Australia getting some time with the ball. That's important in this match. Zalewski finds BEL. It came off the foot off Van Strydonk. Went back to the Australian. Play on was the call. Kept in play by Gounard. It was good play by him after just a play down the side from Depau. Still Gounard. Looked as if it clipped Hayward's foot. Free hit. Depau making his way forward for Belgium.
Really good by Gounard there. He saw Charlier coming in. He was just looking to play the 1-2. Australian foot in the way.
Depau muscled off the ball by Dawson, but Dawson doesn't get the decision. He gets penalised for his stick just pushing Depau's away.
Okay.
Depau, top of the circle again. Looking to sweep it forward was Leipart. Just took a bit of a bobble on its way wide to Hendricks.
Difficult one to receive, and really a lovely inside-out fake slap from Leipart before he goes off onto the bench. Really nice there, the way that he slides the ball off his stick.
Covers back to Zalewski. Good pass out wide to Tim Deven. Deven helps it forward to Ogilvie. Ogilvie was looking to try and cut back, but couldn't get past. I think it was Hendricks at the back there.
Really good from Hendricks.
Moving around on the side. Games like this, it's hard to stay still as a coach. You're on the edge of your seat as well. If you're not sitting down, you're prowling the technical area.
I think often, as you see, a lot of coaches are ex-players, and they often struggle to keep calm on the bench. They really sometimes still want to get out there.
Good ball forward, played early, shot comes in, Charter's there again, and Belts cleans up off his pads. Good awareness by Joshua Belts. Now it's Philpott, but a mistake by Swan saw Belgium break quickly. Ogilvie this time looks to pounce on Charlier's mistake. Philpott, short pass back to Orchard. Now it's Blake Govers. Govers fires it into Ogilvie. Ogilvie with his back to goal, swivels. This time it's Van Ash who saves. Return shot, and Turner's got another one. It is Zalewski who played it to Turner, and Turner lifted it into the roof of the net. High fives on the bench for the Australians. 1-0 Australia.
Well, it was a lovely bit of play there that ended up in a Turner goal on the back post. Before this, though, we see the receive and turn, the shot rather, and then the ball across the face of the goal. It's a quality pass. He wasn't going for the shot. He was going to set Turner up on the second post. And just the ball in the air from Zalewski, and a well-controlled deflection on goal by Turner in the exact right position.
Zalewski, what a pass that was. Glenn Turner with his 3rd goal of the tournament. Australia 1, Belgium 0.
Well, that must give him a bit of confidence coming back into the team after a bit of injury.
Ogilvie again trying to weave his way through the Belgium defence. But Austin, if you look at that, the difference, a minute before, Charter saves, Belt clears off the pads. Within another minute, up the other end of the pitch, Van Asch saves, no Belgian player clears off the pads. Zalewski gets it, 1-0, Belgium are down.
Well, that's really the difference. Clearing the pads, you can't expect your goalkeeper to do everything, and the save by Charter was well cleared by the Australian defence, and I think really that's the difference.
So, Doman wins the ball back. Orchard, though, covering across well. Australia more time on the ball now, and they're making Belgium rush a little bit. Doman calming things down for Belgium. DePauw plays it out wide onto the right-hand side. Still Belgium. Belts again. Brilliant tackle. Stick low down. Oh, and that's a great steal by Stockbrooks. Chance for Belgium now. Stockbrooks feeds it top of the circle. Govers back defending, and he had his stick low down. Now he breaks straight up the middle. Stockbrooks chasing him. Played out wide. Helped forward by Ockenden, and it's going to be full tilt from Ogilvie. Almost kept it in play. In fact, he did keep it in play. Now Ockenden trying to spin away from the close attention. Wins a free hit.
Well, that was world class from Ogilvie there. He had 2 dives there to keep that one in and still keep possession. Doing exceptionally well.
Comes to Hayward, top of the circle. He gets a shot. Van Asch saves. Ricochet will come back to Ockenden. Slight push from Van Albel, but it will be Belgium who get the chance to counter-attack now. Australia working very, very hard, but they're coming back. Orchard. The ball was lifted into Orchard by Denea.
That was an awkward ball there for Van Asch to deal with, just bobbling in front of him there. I think the goalkeepers actually prefer it when it's a firm shot on the ground, but that one just bouncing in front of him, and he's done well there to clear that.
In the final 4.5 minutes of the 3rd quarter, Australia have broken the deadlock, and just taking a tumble is Dokia.
I haven't seen too much of Sebastian Dokia today, normally very lively in the midfield. But today, really, it's been Simon Gouillard who we've seen making the plays for Belgium.
There's the table. If this ends up being the final result, Australia will have booked themselves a place in the final unless someone can score a lot of goals, as it could come down to goal difference. Still 2 games to play for Germany and Great Britain, so they can get 6 points. One of them can, not both of them. Super turn by Govers. He's got Orchard to his left. Govers will look to go on the tomahawk. Was he given a bit of a nudge? He claims he was. And he's looks as if he might have been a little bit hurt, but I think he's not that hurt.
I think, yeah, Govers, as he came forward, we just saw him doing some brilliant defensive work at the back, and he's come into the circle. It looked like a hack on the back of a stick, and I think what the umpire was worried about, that he was holding his head. So doing the cautious thing and just stopping time.
Van Albel, close attention from Dawson. Forces Van Albel back. Bocard looking to switch play to the right. Again, it's Van Albel trying to cut infield. Dawson is like a shadow. In fact, his shadow couldn't even get any closer.
Well, really good for Dawson there. We saw what Van Albel was trying to do. He was trying to pull back inside, but it's all about defending the inside line and keeping the middle of the field closed. Dawson doing that really well there.
Matthew Dawson, who's been mentored by Mark Knowles. You can't get probably a better mentor than that defensively. Belgium play on quickly. They've got space inside the circle. It whistles past Charter. And the man at the back post, Simon Gouillard, couldn't get a touch.
Simon Gouillard there, standing on the 2nd post, and I just didn't think he was expecting that ball to come all the way through, and really that hasn't missed by much at all. That ball was coming across from inside the circle. Had that gone in, it would have been 1-1.
It was millimetres away. Charter will tell you he had it covered. All goalkeepers know their angles so well.
Or at least they say that they do.
You're a defender, you're meant to back them up.
Yeah, that's true.
Australia on the attack again. Orchard accelerating forward, feeds the ball to Govers. Can Australia get a second goal before the final break? Now it comes to Okkanen. What an influence he's had. Was that a push in the back on BEL? It was indeed. So a free hit to Australia.
Unfortunately, that happened just outside the circle. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty corner there.
Yet to win a penalty corner in this match. Okkanen moves on and slips again, gets another free hit. Cossine's going, who, me?
Well, I'm not sure if Tim Deven was taking a chance, and had that been connected, he may have claimed that he had taken the free hit. But
I'm sure that's what he was doing. Dawson fires one straight down the middle. Van Ash lets it go because no touch inside the circle from Australia, so no chance of a goal.
Well, I'm surprised to see that stat, actually, because Simon Gugnard, who's been playing so well in the first half on the right-hand side, but most of the circle entries ending up coming from the left.
Belgium have dominated so much. It's the final minute now of the third quarter. Okkanen again manages to find Tristan White. White, who seems to be relishing that midfield role when he's pushed forward into it. Gets it to Govers, the two Wollongong boys combining. Govers was looking to lift it out wide to Mitten, but good defence. Mitten trying to now steal the ball off Van Albel. That's a high ball from Van Albel, so Mitten plays on, stick check, edge of the circle. Just outside again, still no penalty corner. Now it's Orchard, just hesitated for a moment. Cossines came back, stole the ball off him. Cossines has played on quickly. Fires the ball infield. Gugnard is running, he's really putting in the hard paces. Whistle goes, hooter goes. Gugnard looks to the skies. That's the end of the third quarter. Glenn Turner's goal, the difference between these two teams. Will it be enough for Australia? The score at the final break is Australia 1, Belgium 0. Graham Reid making his way out with his notes on his whiteboard. We'll take a look at the goal, and Austin, it was a brilliant move. Ogilvie at the top did a great job at the top of the circle, but Zalewski's pass to pick out Turner, sublime.
Well, Ogilvie here, he does so well. He holds off the Belgian defender, turns, gets the shot away, a difficult technique, and then really Zalewski doing the unselfish thing. He doesn't try and shoot from that angle, which some players may do. He knows his players on the second post, and Turner really picks the ball out the air well to give Australia the lead.
We should just mention once more, though, that just a minute before that, there was a save at the other end of the pitch, and then it was cleared off Charter's pads by Josh Belts.
Well, absolutely. We often look at the goals, and not often enough, I think, in my opinion, that we look at the goalkeeper's work and the defender's work, because really, had this gone in, it would have been very different. And Australia doing exceptionally well with the Charter makes the save, and they just clear the ball off his pads. The quickest team to react.
Well, the final words have been spoken by the coaches. Charter makes his way back down there. Georgie Parker there, pointing, no doubt telling how she would score the goals in this match. She plays for the Hockeyroos, who, of course, will be competing next week in the Women's Hockey Champions Trophy. Belgium push back. The final 15 minutes are underway. Can they find a way back into this match and keep their Champions Trophy hopes alive? We're going to go pitch side, though, to hear from their coaches with Michael Absalom.
Yeah, with Shane McLeod here pitch side, you had your chance to put your final views across to the players. What have you said?
Well, just we have to continue what we're doing, but we've got to get some reward for it. We're creating enough and so on, but we have to finish some. Australia get one opportunity, it's a goal, so I'm a bit disappointed with that.
It's always a close run thing between these two teams, and where do you see that goal coming?
Well, it can be a number of things. We're creating opportunities through counter-attack. We're creating opportunities by running around the outside and getting balls in the circle. You know, up in the corners a little bit under strength, so maybe it's not going to come from there, but we've got to get one at one stage.
Just got to stick it in the goal. Thanks for your time.
Zalewski's taken one on the knee for the team as Mitten carries on. So Australia snuff out another Belgian attack. It's all Mitten. Ran into the big figure of Emmanuel Stockbrooks, and now Belgium find themselves on the attack again. And who else but Simon Gunnar? He feeds the ball to Leipart. Leipart just has to check back as Zalewski and BEL did good work. Stolen back well by Okkanen. He's having a really big game for Australia, Eddie Okkanen.
Yeah, we spoke about him before, and he's such a quality player, but we haven't seen him playing the way that he can of late. It's great to see him back at full force today.
Gunnar has moved to the left-hand side, was looking to feed the ball into Florent van Aarbout, but
come on, number 6, come on, please.
Couldn't get it under control.
Well, Zalewski seems to be just a little bit uncomfortable there after that knock that he took on the knee. Often with those, if you just keep on running, you can run through the pain.
And Zalewski, who used to play hockey with his dad, Wally, down in Margaret River, the area south of Perth known for its wines.
Well, what a lovely area. I've had the fortune to go there on holiday before, and really a lovely, lovely area.
Great Britain arriving for their match against Germany. They need a win if they want to contest the finals. Finally got some goals in their last match, and that will give them the confidence. Germany, well, you've got to feel for Germany. They've scored a lot of goals in this tournament, but yet to win a game.
Well, amazing that they've come from 2 goals behind in 2 games, and then when they were 2 goals ahead against Australia, they let it slip and ended up losing that game. It's not often that you see them at the bottom of a table.
He scored 10 goals. Turner, the ball has just rolled to him. He's got Mitten ahead of him. Was that into the foot? No, Van Ash did well. One at the top of the D, and it's a second goal for Tristan White in 2 days. Who can believe it? He only scored his 4th yesterday. Now he's got a 5th to his career tally, relishing the midfield role and pouncing on the opportunity. Australia 2, Belgium 0.
Well, look at Tristan White's reaction. He's absolutely delighted with that one. The ball comes in first from Glenn Turner. It's a good save by Vincent Van Ash, and just as we were speaking about the Australians clearing the patch, the Belgian team failed to do so, and Tristan White hammers that past Vincent Van Ash in the Belgian goal. Well,
Stockbrooks was running down to close down Tristan White, and he just veered away at the last minute, opening it up for White.
He needed to be diving with a stick in there just to get rid of the ball.
Well, Tristan White says thank you very much. Social media was buzzing after his goal yesterday. It's going to go crazy today. Chance though for Belgium. Cossins, that's the desperation Belgium didn't have. Deven and Swan closing down Cossins, putting their bodies on the line.
Well, that's exactly it, Ashley. That's the difference at the moment at this level. The difference is really so small, and those are the kind of yards that you need to be willing to make for your team. Australia just looks sharper at clearing their keepers' pads at the moment, just giving that bit more energy.
Outside.
Deflected up off the Australian stick dangerously into the D.
25. Inside 25. Yeah.
So just inside the 25, so it has to travel 5 metres. And Stridon just belting it towards the near post, but nobody there for Belgium.
And I really think when we talk about the energy, just in the pre-show of this game, we were talking about Australia, how hard they train. And that's the difference, because a lot of countries train together, but really when the Aussies train, they train with such a high intensity. So it doesn't surprise me at all when we see actions like that from their players, diving, really desperate stuff in defense and attack.
No smiles yet from Graham Reid. Still a long way to go in this match. 10 minutes left. Goals come thick and fast at international hockey. Philpott, was that into the foot of Van Stridonk? Yes, it was. White plays on, fires it in. It's another goal, and it's the first one for Daniel BEL. It's going to be a referral. think it'll be... Was it that the ball didn't travel 5 metres? We'll just have to listen. I think that might be the case.
Just run 5 meters.
Hello.
Yes, check.
You check 5 meters. Belgium asked now 5 meters inside circle.
So it is the 5 metres we're looking for, Austin.
The free hit is taken, and
this is such a difficult one to call.
Yeah, he ran 5 paces, definitely. So
yeah, if you look, he's about a metre outside the dotted line there, and he gets pretty close to the circle. Well, that could be what they're talking about, because it has hit the player's foot just outside the D, and the free hit was taken quite a bit further back than that, so they could have a case there.
I think they've asked.
Chen,
Yeah.
I have a decision for you.
Yes.
The ball is taken 5 meters from where the free hit was awarded. It is a material advantage, therefore no goal.
Okay. Thank you.
Restart with a free hit to the defense.
So the goal for Daniel BEL is rubbed out, and the reason being that where the offence occurred, they took the free hit 5 metres further back, so it wasn't taken from where the offence occurred.
And usually, if that was anywhere else in the field, that wouldn't really be an advantage, but because of the new rule, the ball having to travel 5 metres, had that ball been taken just outside the circle where the foot occurred, he wouldn't have been able to run and deliver that pass. So I think a fair decision.
I think Dion now got that absolutely right, to be honest, because there was a huge advantage. Belgium on the attack again. Charlier trying to get along the baseline. Look at how many Australian shirts surround him the minute he tried to break into the circle.
Okay, player.
It's played in. Charlier gets a bit of space, shoots. Charter saves again. Australia have players there to sweep it clear, but Belts played it into the foot of BEL, and Belgium have a penalty corner. But Charter doing his job.
Yeah, Charter, sharp save. There's a lot of players around him. It's difficult to keep your focus there. And again, Belts in the right position. He's trying to clear the pads. He's doing the right thing, and unfortunately catches the foot of Daniel BEL there.
Is this the moment that Belgium give themselves a lifeline? Can they get a goal back and give us a real grandstand finish? Cossins waits, Denea waits. Will they go with a variation again? Comes to Cossins, it's bunted to Denea, shot comes in, Charter saves again, brilliantly, still alive, Charter blocks. It will be another penalty corner, although I think this time Australia are going to refer.
I think the umpire blew this, we'll just have to listen in.
Dion, can you hear me?
Yes, okay.
They are asking, Australia is asking about the Belgian foot. Can you check?
Looking for a Belgian foot in the circle.
Dion now being made to work very, very hard. Yes, it looks as if it clips the bottom right-hand one. Does this hit the foot?
I think that's the advantage here with Hawkeye and other camera angles. Barbas really has no chance to see that from his position there. So difficult for the on-pitch umpire.
Looks to me as if Matt Dawson plays it onto the foot. It's under Charter's body there, and then he plays it now onto the Gounard's foot, the injector.
Diego?
Yes, Dion, go ahead.
I have a decision for you. There was a Belgian foot. Therefore, free hit to the defense.
Okay.
Well, Andrew Charter's reaction says it all. Again, a sharp save from him, and he got down so quickly. And he was clever. The ball didn't get trapped under his body.
Yeah, you often see umpires blowing rewards for that if the ball does get trapped under the body, but there, kept it away from his body.
Wasn't so good from Deben, giving possession straight back. Swan clears up. It's better from Zalewski. Short pass now from Philpott to Swan. Philpott wanting it back, but Bocard, all he could do was play it over the side. Approaching the halfway point of the final 15 minutes. Belgium's intensity just lifting. Deven, brilliant. Stick goes round his back, but he gave the ball to Gunnar, but Philpott picked up the rebound. Ogilvie gets closed down quickly, so goes back to Dawson.
Deven just needs to stay patient there. We've had a few there that he's trying to force through the middle of the field. Australia are so effective when they pass the ball around in amongst their team. He just needs to stay patient.
Hayward battling away. Belgium get the decision, and the red shirts swarm forward. Denayer, desperation from him, looked to find Gunnar, and it was a good pass. Gunnar collected, just trying to help it on, though, was Dokia.
What a pass that was from Felix Denayer there, diving back stick, and he still delivered it right on the stick.
Denayer has got possession back. Deven, strong challenge. Now it's Briels out wide. Gonna let it run because it will be Belgium's ball from the side. And Denayer's effort is just lifting the players around him. You can just sense that with Belgium. Troyens comes back to DePauw, and Gunnar had just gone off, so John Doman had to scurry on to receive that pass before it went out of play.
Well, it was lucky that Gunnar didn't turn around and trap that ball, because John Doman had already come on the field, so they would have been 12 men on the field there for a short moment, and that definitely would have gone the way of Australia.
And Doman would have gone straight back off, as the captain is the player who has to sit it out if there are 12 men on the pitch.
Yeah, correct. That's something that always worries me as a player. Some of our players are not always the sharpest when it comes to the substitution.
Steal by Orchard. Govers put under pressure, manages to find Orchard in a bit of space. Denayer is having to get back, looking for Turner. Good pass from Orchard. And a stick check, and Australia win their first penalty corner, although I think Belgium may refer this.
Well, that's really where I like seeing Simon Orchard there, just running with the ball, passing, and then going ahead again, looking for the receive. It looks like it will be a referral from the Belgian team.
Okay.
Listen in again.
Yellow. Check. You check. Define stick tackle.
Yes, I'll look for a stick tackle.
Yeah.
Turner has the ball. Your interpretation, Austin?
Yeah.
Well, just see,
I see no
Turner
clear reason to
loses
change
the
your
ball
decision.
there. I think the tackle comes in
Stay
from
with the
Van
penalty
Stuyden.
goal.
Okay. Thank you.
So Belgium, you lose their referral, and Australia keep the penalty corner. It's their first one of the match. They've won the most penalty corners in the tournament so far, so Belgium have done well to restrict them to this one. Govers waits, Dawson waits.
Well, they're 4 from 20 so far in the tournament.
Wait, ready?
Obviously, they'd want to improve that 20%.
Turner to inject. Govers comes forward, sweeps, saved by Van Ash. The rebound is there. Trying to get there is Swan, so too Turner. Van Ash on the ground. Ball goes over the baseline. It will be a long corner. Orchard looking to take it quickly. Plays on, finds Zalewski. Zalewski can't get past 2 Belgium defenders. And now Belgium look to break out. Cossins hits the turf. And I think Orchard may find himself, or is it Zalewski who's getting a card?
Australia.
Well, Zalewski just substituted there, so I'm not sure who did it getting a card. Looks like Turner's... No, not Turner either. So at the moment, no one's sitting on the naughty chair.
I think Orchard is the player that's going to go. He's saying, I didn't make the tackle.
Yeah.
So Australia down to 10 men.
Player.
Orchard needs to sit down because the time starts when he sits down. Belgium carry on. Cossins across. Charlier just lost the ball behind him. Philpott sensibly calming things down.
Well, with 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes left in this game, Australia are going to be down to 10 men. This really gives Belgium a chance here. What they need to do is stay calm and keep moving the ball around and don't try and force it in this opening.
Brilliant by Belts to dispossess Stockbrooks. Stockbrooks didn't even hear him coming. Snuck up behind him and stole the ball. Denea gets across ahead of Blake Govers. Australia will take their time with every free hit now. While they're down a man. So Govers left it for Ockenden. Ockenden now leaves it for Belts.
As players here, you've got lots of little tricks up your sleeve just to buy yourself an extra bit of time. You can see what Australia did. They started with the player on the ball and just sent him off. That just eats up a few seconds. Every time there's a free hit, they'll look to slow it down. Perhaps even ask one of the ball boys to throw a ball on and end up with 2 balls on the field. Just little tricks like that to help wind the game down.
Win to Australia. And they will book themselves a place in the final. We're going to go pitch side to Michael Absalom, who's with Simon Orchard in the sin bin.
Yeah, I certainly am, and he's not a very happy chap. Tell us why.
I've cooled down to it now, but that's an awful decision, one of the worst I've seen. Yeah, quality of the umpiring's been pretty poor, but hey, they make mistakes. I said they make a lot of them, that's all.
Yeah, I guess they're like the players out there as well, but what do you think you were sent off for there?
Oh, honestly, I got no idea. I think you got the wrong guy. I think I just stood there flat stick, got the ball. I think a couple of the boys ran through and shaved as well. Yeah, it's just a horrible call, that's all.
Thanks, and thanks for keeping it cool.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks very much, Michael. On the attack come Belgium. Deflected up, penalty corner to the Belgians again, their 6th of the match.
Well, Dawson there looked like he got the ball in the mid-drift. Yeah, we see Belgium coming in over the baseline, and as that ball pops up into the space, oh, it may have even popped up a little higher. It looked like it came onto his head there. But yeah, just onto the side of his eye there from his own player, which is why the penalty corner's been given to Belgium.
There's 3.5 minutes left. Gunard makes his way down to the baseline. A goal now, and Belgium will believe they can get something out of this match. Denea waits at the top of the circle. So too Loic Leipart. He is their gun for penalty corners. Leipart shifts to the right. Comes to Leipart now. Sweeps. Mitten's done well. Deflected off his stick. Long corner.
Well run there by Trent Mitten. An important one with just 3.5 minutes left to go. Had Belgium scored, they really would have felt they had a chance.
Fired in, and again good defence. Not panicking was Hayward. Managed to find Ockenden. Ockenden showing off his stick skills, but loses out to Briels. Briels tried to keep it in play, but it's a 16.
Well, here we can see the penalty corner. We can see the line. Trent Mitten there coming out well. He keeps his feet on the ground, and that's what's important. He's not jumping. He's not giving Luke Leipart a chance to flick underneath him.
Ockenden again on the ball. Keeps it away from Briels. Philpott back to Dawson. Dawson sweeps it out to Hayward on the left-hand side. Short little pass. Ockenden showing again, working really hard while Australia are a man down. Van Albel lifting it into Ockenden. Free hit Australia.
Well, that just shows you how confident they are. Just with the few minutes that are left in this game, they're happy to keep the ball on their stick. They're happy to play the ball around their back. A lot of other teams would just put that ball, a high ball, over to the other side, but having the confidence to move that ball around the back, really, that's a sign of a quality team.
The umpire was telling Australia play on, but Andrew Charter had to come off and get an extra ball off the pitch, and they're saying we're not playing on till he's back in goal. And I think that's a fair comment. Another good tackle from Eddie Ockenden. Can Belgium find a goal? Comes out to Gunard. He's been kept fairly quiet in the second half. Not getting as much space to move as he did in the first half an hour.
Well, what amazes me here, Australia are still with a man down, and they still find a way to keep pressure on the ball.
What a tackle that was from Josh Belts. Just lifting it away from Charlier and then comfortably carrying it forward. That was outstanding, and he's only 20 years of age.
Yeah, I would like to say he's growing with confidence, really, but from the first game that he was here, it looked as if he was filled with heaps of confidence. He's really played well this tournament, and it's been great to watch.
I've actually made him a year younger. He turned 21 last month, so he's actually 21 now. His birthday was a month ago. Belgium coming forward again, though. Stockbrooks, who's been really potent in that area. It comes to Cossins. Cossins on the reverse. Swan again, closing him down so quickly. Happy to concede the long corner as long as the shot doesn't go anywhere near Australia's goal.
As the shot's about to come in there, Swan just puts the stick in there to block that ball.
In it comes Charlier looking to spin. Penalty corner for Belgium. The 7th of the match.
Yeah. Okay, come on. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Speed up, come on.
Here the ball fired in, really like a last-ditch attempt. Charlier just flipping the ball back, and here is where they win the penalty corner.
You took too long. You can't refer. It's too long. It's too long, okay? It's too long. It's too long. You can't refer.
Has been shown.
Yeah, the replay's been shown.
The replay was shown on the scoreboard in Australia. They're then going to appeal for a referral. There's a little bit of confusion because the players on halfway have come back. Simon Orchard is back out on the pitch. But Australia need to focus. They've got to defend this penalty corner. Hendricks is the chosen one this time. Saved again by Charter, cleared by Swan. Not totally. Charter's come a long way, and this time it's Deven that blocks the effort from Gunard. It'll be another long corner to Belgium. The clock continues to count down. We're approaching the final 10 seconds. Comes out wide to Gunard. He drills it across. White still has his mask on. Plays it out wide to Deven. Deven will take it into the corner. The children in the stadium count down. It's a famous victory for Australia, but boy, were they made to work hard, and Graham Reid knows that his team have shown a real mental strength. Turner opened the scoring in the 38th minute, and then Tristan White got a second for Australia that made them breathe a little bit earlier. Andrew Charter had a fantastic game under the bar. Final score, Australia 2, Belgium 0. Well, what does that all mean? Australia now unbeaten in their 4 games, go to 10 points. They play India in the next game, so that could be crucial. And then Great Britain and Belgium. They play together in the last match tomorrow on Thursday, but Great Britain are about to play Germany, and they need to get a win in that match to stay in touch with India. So much to play for in this tournament. It really is going to go down to the last day. 1 game to go today. India defeated Korea. Australia have defeated Belgium. All the teams on the left have won. Will Great Britain defeat Germany and give themselves the chance to play in the final here in London? Make sure you stay with us. It promises to be a great game.